Hello, mathematicians. It's Miss Armgart. Welcome to another instructional video. Today we are comparing integers using inequalities. So, in Snow School, we were comparing different integers, including the negative numbers. So, what is the colder temperature? So, you'll see here where it says -3 degrees is warmer than -7. It is to the right of -7. -7 is colder than -3. It's to the left. So we can also use symbols called inequalities. So instead of writing colder than, warmer than, bigger than, less than, we can use these symbols right here that you have probably seen before to mean less than or greater than. So now let's look at it on the number line. So the interval is just the space between the numbers. Number lines and x or y axes should have equally spaced numbers the same amount to the left or the right. So if you go from 0 to -7, if you go from 0 to -7, you should also go the opposite of 7. So it shouldn't be like -7 to 2. That's kind of awkward. We try and give equal spaces between the numbers. Let's look at an example using a number line. So if we have -1 and 1/2, everything to the left is less than, everything to the right is greater than. So everything to the left would be less than, everything to the right would be greater than. All right, so now let's look at comparing integers. So we're going to compare C and A. So C right here at 2 is farther to the right than A. -2.75 hundredths. So C is greater than A. So 2 is greater than -2.75. All right, our next example. A is farther to the left than C. So again, we have -2.75 and we have 2. We're going the opposite direction. So if it is to the left, it is less than. -2.75 is less than 2. So all three of these need to match and say the same thing. Less than means further to the left. Right means greater than. So now let's compare on a vertical number line. It's going to be very similar. It's just the opposite way. So point C is higher than E. So 4.5 is greater than -1/2, -5/10. E is lower than C. So we still have E and C. That means -0.5 is less than 4. So whether it's higher or lower or left or right, you can still, again, have the three different sentences agree and say the exact same thing. So now I want you to do this last one on your own. You are going to compare B and D. D is higher than B. We know 6 is greater than -6. So what is the inequality that you are going to use here? Make sure that you complete your examples for your vocabulary. And this is Miss Armgart saying, happy solving.